Well, my film I did last year called Erie is in competition at the at the Ponte Vista Film Festival in Pamplona. Well, I try to make films about the kind of just what I think somewhat of the experience of the kind of African American working class culture in the Midwestern and Southern region of the United States, and some stuff globally too as well. Well, I'm from I'm born and raised in a small town called Mansfield, Ohio, and it's a working class community. And my parents all were working class before they retired, something like that. And then there's some beauty within the gestures of labor and stuff. And then plus also in America, unfortunately, Americans are defined by their labor. They're not defined by their family or what they like. But you're a lawyer, you're a mechanic, you're whatever. So then that becomes part of your identity, in a weird way. So I kind of start from there, and then so sometimes the way I frame up the gestures and tasks is as if they're making art, in a weird way. Because I don't really believe in hierarchies, though, but I believe through repetition and practice, somebody can be very, very good at something, and people can be very good at their job, and also there's an element of nobility with them being good at their job. Yeah. Well, I think there's a difference. I think the audiences are kind of, I don't know if they're better in other than the United States, but I think when people from outside the United States see images of African Americans, they don't have any preconceived notion what they should be doing or what so they're in constant dialogue with the kind of form of it, and that's what I like the approach of it, the kind of artistic form. But in America, they think that America's weird. Well, it's my home, but it's weird. But somehow there are Americans like hierarchy, and most people if they have an observation, it'll change their perception. But Americans, this is generalization though, but Americans, their perception stays their observation doesn't change their perception. So they use this perception of folks to kind of keep themselves in a kind of hierarchical level and stuff like that. And then also it's based on stereotypes and prejudice and stuff like that. And then so nothing kind of changes. So when they see when they have to invest in 80 minutes of some film, they are waiting for this perception to happen, so to speak. But in other places, they're just looking at the form and stuff like that too as well. So I think that's why. And I mean, a lot of people pick the film, so I can't, I don't barnstorm and come over here hey, show this, So I think it's being appreciated for I think it's for its technical ability. I hope so, and the formal content too as well. So. Oh, I think when I stage, I like to use reality as a device, and then so I think if I stage them, I have a better chance of kind of choreograph them, and then things will happen now, as opposed to waiting for things to happen. Although I do make films, and I'll show some of them tonight, it just where events happened that if I weren't there, they would have still happened, so to speak. But mostly, I like to kind of so I'm a trained photographer, sculptor, printmaker, painter. So it's always about kind of assembling the parts and stuff like that. So just by staging them, to me, it's more kind of sculpting the whole thing and stuff. So I like that kind of whole idea of that process, so to speak. Yeah. I just pay attention, I guess, whatever. I just look around and I just remember things and. How the landscape affects people, how the conditions, either it's weather, social, or economic. And sometimes I'm influenced by other art objects like Caravaggio paintings, Gary Winogrand, photographs. So sometimes I try to reenact those too as well, so to speak. And also snapshots. I'll find some interesting snapshots that my family's had. And stuff like that, and I'll just reenact those and stuff like that. So I, just a little bit everywhere, I guess, whatever. Yeah. It pays the bills, but I'm always around. I think the energy of the youth and stuff, students, and also the resources, I guess, whatever, and the time I have, and then I love teaching. I think I'm on my 20th year, I think. So So I don't know. Just every day's different. You know, I don't know. It feels there's an element of generosity, like I think so. I like giving back and stuff. So teaching, and then also the kids are great. So some of them, no, all of them are great. Yeah, yeah.